Back once again for the renegade master. 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 Back once again for the renegade master.
Hello my renegades, and what are we getting back into? We are getting back into the last bits of Married at First Sight Australia series 11. Now we're on episode 35 and this is where the final vows come in, so we get to see who makes a go of it and who walks away. So the first three couples are going to do their final vows, which is Jack and Tori, Ridge and Jade, Lauren and Jono. After the shitstorm that happened between Lauren and Jono, I already know that these two are not going to make it for the long haul at the end of the day. I still will ask the question, if it hadn't come out about Jono with Ellie, I still will believe, that he would still make a go of it with Lauren. He wouldn't have batted an eyelid in order to make a go of it with Lauren. And I'm going to ask how many of you out there thought that too. But anyway, before we get into it, as I always say, please hit that subscribe button. Please hit that notification button so you know I'm on and doing videos. And let's get into this episode. So the last remaining couples are all saying goodbye to each other. We know Lauren and Jono definitely slept apart. They were not sleeping in the same room, come hell or high water. The fucked up thing with them is the producers each gave them a video of their wedding so they could look back at how things went. And I'm thinking everything's ended so abysmally abrupt between them two that I thought that was a bit fucked up for them to do at the end of the day. I don't know if they were trying to get them to an even keel to try and sort things out, but I did not see that happening, because as again, Lauren's already been through this bullshit with exes before. She weren't prepared to go through it again with Jono. So basically you got Jono talking about how the most honest thing he's ever said in the show is he can't wait to get out of that show and get away from Lauren. So this is where you see the real Jono start to come out, the backbiting that he does, the nasty things that he says about Lauren, which is totally uncalled for at the end of the day. There was no reason for him to say the things that he did say about Lauren and to say the things that he did say about that experiment, because at the end of the day, up until Lauren found out, that man wanted Lauren. That's the only thing that's going through my head. Jono wanted Lauren up until the point that Lauren found out that he was texting Ellie. This man can continue to say, oh, it was innocent, oh, it was this, oh, it was that. He still does not see the error of his ways. And the more I sit there and I watched it, and then coming up to like the final reunion dinner and everything like that and how they behaved there, I was like, yeah, this man's off his motherfucking tree. He is off his tree. He's hurt this woman, but then continues to play in her face like, you know what, I'm going to make you hurt even more, and he's using Ellie to do it. So you see Tori and Jack getting ready to go, and Tori's like feeling all melancholy about going. And again, Tori's talking about the shit with other people and feels that the more that they get out of this experiment, the better that they'll be as a couple, and they'll be able to get on and do what they need to do rather than having the stress of this thing like a sort of Damocles hovering over their heads in regards to how they see themselves as a couple. As again, them two are living in cloud cuckoo land. Tori wants to continue in her abstract reality because she doesn't want to see Jack as doing anything wrong. She sees everybody else and what they're doing as wrong and how they're coming for her and her relationship, but she don't see how this man is just a bag of shit at the end of the day. But hey ho, that is just my humble opinion. So Tori says she's falling in love with Jack, and I'm like, okay, you do what you have to do. But she keeps on talking about being infatuated with him. Now, infatuation is an intense but short-lived passion or admiration for someone else. So yeah, Tori does not see that the word infatuation is not a good word to use when it comes to Jack, because we can see that you are infatuated with this man. This man can do no wrong in her eyes, can absolutely do no wrong in her eyes. So this is why I'm saying, when she talks about how she doesn't accept the things that she says, but she's not going to beat him down because of what he says. So she doesn't accept what everybody else says about him. She doesn't accept it. So she doesn't really find fault in what he says or what he has said. The only time she found actual fault was when he talked about when it was the whale comment at the pool. So then it moves to Ridge, and him and Jade have already gone back to their respective places. And you see Reach literally talking to one of his boys just before their final vows and how much he is into Jade. And his friend Chris is very, very much surprised in regards to how far he's come in regards to his relationship, because he's never seen Reach like that or speak about a girl like that. So you see Jade and Reach, to get to the final vows. All I can say is their vows were really good. It was heartfelt. They talked about the future. They talked about the fears that they have now, especially with Reach going to have to uproot all of his life to basically move in with V and Jade, and the fact that Jade comes as a package deal at the end of the day, so he doesn't want to fuck that up in the slightest. So at the end of all their vows, they did decide to stay together. So that's one couple that's out there together. That is Jade and Reach. So then we get on to Jono and Lauren. Now, Jono's leaving and he's basically saying, as he's wheeling his suitcase down the corridor, the further I get away from Lauren, the better I feel. And I was like, my dude, are you fucking for real right now? Are you for real right now? Because about a week or so ago, or a couple of days ago, you were not saying that. You were coochie deep. You were coochie deep in Lauren. Then for you to turn around and say no, because you got caught out. You got caught the fuck out. And that's the reason why he's acting like he is, because he knows now that he lost Lauren. He knows he lost a good thing in Lauren, and his backup plan is Ellie. I don't care what the freak anybody says. My opinion is, as I'm always going to state through these couple of episodes, is that this man really did want Lauren. He really did want Lauren, and he wanted the opportunity to basically put red rosy tint over her eyes for him to listen to her so it don't fuck up their relationship. The only reason why he's with Ellie now, and now he's continued to be with Ellie, is because Lauren didn't want his ass. Lauren said no. That was her point. She cut him off dead. He didn't like that. His next best thing was Ellie. So Jono and Lauren go and meet in their romantic place to get these vows done and over with, basically. Lauren did say hi to him. Jono was fucking rude as fuck and said nothing to Lauren in the slightest. And Lauren was like, okay then, is that the tone you're going to set? That is the tone he set at the end of the day. She was actually giving him politeness and being the bigger person, and he couldn't even see that and be nice to her. And then Jono wonders why he got the backlash that he got across the internet. Like, seriously, he wonders why. Anyway, so Lauren turned around and says, all right then, can we get this over with? So Jono's vows were full of shit. It was blah, 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 blah. Basically, it was complete white noise, and half the stuff he said was complete and utter bollocks. For example, when he turned around and fixed his mouth and said that Lauren snatched his phone out of his hand so she could see the messages. No, she didn't. You offered her to look at the messages so you could try and put your point across, to try and plead your innocence, to get you and Lauren back on an even keel, because you were not prepared to leave that girl. You were not prepared to leave that girl for nobody. You wanted Lauren. At the end of the day, Jono wanted her. So he was then pointing off, saying that then she got mad because she's saying the messages were flirty. They were flirty. So he's sitting there and calling Lauren a liar, basically making up instances of what Lauren supposedly said or did. We watched this shit unless they did that out of the view of the camera. I would not know, but they didn't spend that time together. After Lauren looked at those messages, she fucking left at the end of the day and went to her own space. So Lauren says, are you done? So he was completely done. So Lauren, this is why I love Lauren. This is why she's a girl after my own heart, man. I love her. She said she was going to speak from the heart. Lauren's words were powerful and they packed a motherfucking punch. Lauren saw through Jono completely, called his ass out completely. And then Lauren turned around with these words. It was a mic drop moment. When she turned around, she says to Jono, I don't see a future with you. And no, it's not me, it's you. And then she walked away from him. I was like, my girl. Had to give her a round of applause for that one, because that was epic. If you'd have watched that was epic. That was epic, and Jono could do nothing more but walk the fuck away. And I thought, my girl, she's walking in her power. That's what I call taking that power back from this dickhead of a man and walking in her power to say, you are not going to hurt me no more with your bullshit and your lies. And as Jono was walking away, Jono's really a big whiner. He just whines all the time, and his voice is, because his voice is so monotone, it grates on you so badly. So he just basically was talking about how he wanted to find a forever partner. And I was like, well, you set Ellie up for that, you dickhead, at the end of the day, about how he was going to still try and find his forever partner because that's what he wanted, and it may take a few months, it might. Now you've already lined someone up for that. We already knew that. We already seen through that story right there. So we already knew that's what he was lining Ellie up for. And stupid as she is, she bloody took it at the end of the day. She took it, thinking this man didn't want Lauren when he did. The whole of that episode from before the Texas came out and the homestays and everything like that showed he wanted Lauren. Completely and utterly wanted Lauren. Even when he, up to the point where I spoke about in my previous episodes, where he denied Ellie's existence and the fact that he liked her. Because he wanted Lauren. Anyway, we moved on to Tori and Jack, and you see Tori and Jack in their separate places. Tori's having a little catch up with her mom. Jack is having a little catch up with a friend, aka a client. This man's got no friends. That says a lot about a man where you make friends out of your clients. Yes, you can. You can have the banter and everything because, you know, you're getting them into a lifestyle that they're asking for. But outside of that, me and you not mix. Me and you not mix. We're not friend like that. You are my client. I am the professional. I will be helping you. We will have a friendship banter, but that doesn't not mean I am going to meet up with you outside of the realm of what it is that I'm supposed to be doing for you to make your life a little bit better, if that's what you're searching for. And also, I won't be inviting you to my wedding. I'll be inviting my friend. This is what I'm saying. This man don't have no friends. He has no close friends. That would be red flag in the making. But you know what? It is what it is at the end of the day. So Tori speaks to her mum and talks about how she's missing Jack. But I don't think Jack is missing her in the slightest. So Jack is talking about how Tori's falling for him and how infatuated she is by him, but he really admires her because she supported him and fought for him and she's never wavered, basically. And I'm like, okay, that's how you would kind of talk about like your friends and family in a sense. Yes, it's good that your partner does that for you, but what else does she do? Because I kind of felt there was a butt coming with Jack. So Tori tells her mother about all of Jack's shit and the stuff that has all happened. So she's listed it all down for her mum and the stuff that he said. So her mum asked her, well, had he copped it from the other women within the experiment? And Tori said, yeah, like fully. And Tori's mum was basically saying, well, do you believe that there was genuineness within the way that the women came forward? Do you hold any weight to what they are saying? Now, Tori basically said that she did listen to what they were saying and she did think, hold on a minute, am I the one in the wrong? Doing X, Y, and Z. I'm like, no, you didn't, Tori, because straight off the bat, you were like, I am going to defend this man regardless of what the fuck you say. Yes, he may have said some choice shit, but you're not going to hold it against him. So no, that's not you thinking that there was genuine weight in what they were saying in regards to Jack and red flags. That's not holding genuine weight in nothing. So she lied to her mum's face in that one. So her mum said basically her real concern in terms of Jack is the fact that Tori is going to give up everything, but Jack's not giving up fuck all. He's not showing that he's going to give up fuck all. He's already said that he ain't going to do it. Even at the dinner in I think it was episode 31, which I did forget to react to, I'm sorry. Where he actually said that he was not prepared to travel every weekend or back and forth every weekend. And once a fortnight, he was thinking every other weekend. And I thought, is that a way to hold up a marriage? And then in the dinner party, talking about how he'll have a room for her, and I thought, hey. So then kind of moves to Jack talking to his friend. And talking to him about how Tori wants to see him every weekend, which he says he doesn't think is a bad thing, to be fair. And I'm just kind of like, well, if you really wanted to be there, you'd be there. You'd move heaven and earth to make sure you saw this woman. If that's the person that you felt you wanted a long-lasting marriage with, this is your forever person in that sense. The same way Tori's going to upset herself to move into your life, you would do the same for her, or be willing to do the same for her, but Jack isn't. So Jack then talked about how insecure and needy that Tori might be. And I'm just like, yeah, this man just ain't giving off the vibes for me. As I said in my previous episode, if it lasts 2 years and more, then yeah, I'll be like, you know what, hold my hands up. Wholeheartedly, I was wrong in what I was saying. Do I see it lasting that long? No. That's just my humble opinion. No, I don't. I really don't. So it goes now to them two being in their separate places, getting ready for their final vows. Showing Jack with his cup of coffee with his hair down. He's not a very nice looking person, I'm sorry. He really isn't. His hair down just makes him look even worse. I don't know what it is about him. My spirit could not take to him, and my spirit doesn't necessarily take to Tori either. So Tori's basically talking about how she can see a future with him and everything like that. Jack is kind of thinking on the fact that he is attracted to the submissive type, but that's kind of the type that Tori has made herself into, the submissive type to, as she calls, Jack's dominance. I haven't seen much dominance coming from Tori, to be fair. I've just seen her literally kowtow the line with Jack, to be honest with you. They go now, they're on their way now to the place. Jack is already there waiting, and then you see Tori walking down the steps to be with him. And that is where the episode kind of ends. It just ends on Tori talking about how she has fallen in love with Jack and the fact that she would do whatever it takes. Yes, that gave me single white female vibes, but we shall continue from there. Jack is then talking about on the flip reverse that he doesn't love Tori. And I kind of think he wasn't even close to loving Tori. And I think that Tori at that point will be on a limb out by herself. But we'll see how that continued on to the next episode. So that is where I am going to leave it for now. As I always say, please hit that subscribe button. Please hit that notification button so when you know I'm on and do videos. Please comment. Please share. Do whatever it is that you do, because I am on the road to 1K. And I'll be back again soon. Peace out.